Yo, Terence Crawford says he has done more than Errol Spence Jr., and we got to talk about it. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the Super Chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, the Cash App, and the Patreon family. We working. Now, sign up for Patreon. The link is in the description. You'll see an affiliate section. Click on the link, join Patreon. I'm shifting some things to the Patreon and also the YouTube channel members, so make sure you don't miss out. Another great way to help the channel is click the link in the description box and sign up for ESPN Plus. This includes ESPN Plus, Hulu, and Disney Plus. All three of these apps, one price, $12.99 a month. And it does help the channel, also providing you guys with a ton of content and a huge catalog to choose from. Now let's talk about it. Terence Crawford, he recently did an interview, and he stated that, in his opinion, he has done more than Errol Spence Jr. He feels he's done a lot more than Errol Spence Jr. has in his career. And I thought that was interesting, and I want to talk about it in this video. In his interview, this is what Terence Crawford had to say. He says to ESPN, it comes down to money. Listen, I've proved way more. He didn't say proven, this is verbatim. Listen, I've proved way more than what Errol Spence has accomplished in the sport of boxing. And this was in response to if he would be the B-side when he fought Spence. He says, a lot of people say I haven't proved anything. Errol Spence, he beat Sean Porter and Kell Brook, and I haven't fought a top welterweight. My thing is, put those guys that I fought in the ring with the guys that he fought and see the difference. Me fighting the guys that he beat is only going to downgrade me. Errol Spence already beat this guy. So he says he's already done more than Errol Spence, which, you know, I wanted to make a quick video. Definitely a debatable subject. I guess he's going off the fact that he moved up more weight classes and he became undisputed. You know, it just depends. You know, I think it's worthy of a conversation. I want you guys to let me know in the comment section what you believe. Has Terence Crawford done a lot more than Errol Spence? Again, it really depends on your idea of doing more. Is it doing more because he went up more weight classes? Because if that's the case, Terence Crawford moved up more weight classes. That is indeed a fact. But some would argue that some of the names that he fought weren't the big names and the money fights and the cash cows of the division. You know, he wanted to fight against a guy like Manny Pacquiao, and for whatever reason, Top Rank didn't make that fight, and it never came into fruition. So would you say he's done more because he became undisputed at 140, moved from 30, 35, 40, etc.? Or would you give Errol more credit because he stayed put in the division, but he's been able to get the bigger fights that he's wanted after some time? At first he couldn't. You know, Errol Spence was the boogeyman, in my opinion, and people were fronting on him, Keith Thurman included, and others, and they were just making it sound like Errol Spence got to do a whole lot more before he's worthy of a fight, and he got to go get a belt. And, you know, people were sending him on these wild goose chase. But now Errol Spence has since arrived, and I will say this, in my opinion, this is no shade to Crawford, but at welterweight, Errol Spence has done more. You know, just because he's aligned with the side, and it could be politics, but, you know, I'm a realist. So at the end of the day, Terence Crawford, I rate him and I rate his resume, but at welterweight, if we're talking about that sole division, I mean, he's newer to the division, and he's not aligned promotionally with the side that can make for the bigger and better fights. The talent pool, as we know, outside of Crawford, because he can't fight himself, the talent pool is with Al Heyman and the welterweight division. And that being said, the welterweights have already all battled. You had Keith Thurman fought Sean Porter, Keith Thurman fought Danny Garcia, Sean Porter fought Ugas, Sean Porter fought Devin Alexander, Sean Porter fought Errol Spence, Sean Porter fought against Danny Garcia, right? You had Errol Spence fight Lamont Peterson. You had Danny Garcia versus Lamont Peterson. You had Keith Thurman versus Danny. You had Danny versus Amir Khan. I mean, it's without contest. And you had Sean Porter versus Kell Brook. You had Errol Spence versus Kell Brook. So that talent pool, they've all kind of commingled and intermingled with each other to see who's the best. You had Sean Porter and Danny Garcia, a mutual opponent that they have in common, Adrian Granados, definitely a guy is hard to look good against, things like that. So Terence Crawford, I don't doubt that he wants the big fights and the legendary fights, but per his situation, I don't think he's really in the position where he's been able to get all of the fights that he wants particularly. So as a result, he's fought Amir Khan years after Danny Garcia knocked him out, after Canelo knocked him out. So people would say that Khan was kind of washed. You see what I'm saying? And, Jose Benavidez, people made excuses, said he was injured and had a long layoff. So at welterweight, I think Errol Spence has definitely done more. His fight with Mikey Garcia, Mikey just beat Jesse Vargas and hurt him. Mikey didn't even hurt Errol Spence or win around, let alone hurt him, So I gotta say that's an impressive performance, because I still rate Mikey Garcia, even though he only has one win at welterweight. He's still an undefeated fighter. When Errol fought him, Errol fought Lamont Peterson. Errol knocked out his mandatory in 1 round, beat Kell Brook in his backyard when Kell Brook was undefeated at welterweight, only lost to Gennady Golovkin, right? And Errol obviously beat Sean Porter, dropped him. So he's done more at welterweight. Career-wise, I want you guys in the comment section to let me know what you guys think. Who has done more career-wise? Is it Errol Spence? Is it Terence Crawford? It depends on what we value, And it's hard because it's like a pound-for-pound list. It's going to be very subjective. You have to look at Terence Crawford was undisputed, but he had to beat the likes of Julius Ndongo, Victor Postal, and names like that to become undisputed. So some people would say, maybe it's not as hard as being undisputed against, at welterweight, or being undisputed at heavyweight, for example. Because if you are undisputed at heavyweight, that means you had to go through somebody, because the top guys are right there. Wilder, Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, Luis Ortiz, Ruiz, Dillian White. There's no way you haven't fought those guys and you become undisputed, especially since the belt is in the hands of 2 people, Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. So to be undisputed currently, you had to have, fought Wilder or fought Joshua, or, Tyson Fury got to fight Joshua, etc. So it depends on what you value. I still think Crawford is a phenomenal fighter, but I seen this coming for him. I really did. I seen this coming for him. I knew the whole A side, B side was going to catch up, because PBC, in my opinion, they are building a star. That's what they're doing. Not just with Errol Spence. They did it with Wilder. He came up short with Tyson Fury, but if he gets some good wins, he's right back there. Errol Spence, Gervonta Davis, Leo Santa Cruz has a lot of opportunity if he is able to beat Gervonta Davis, So they're building stars and like star power and name recognition, the Charlos and things like that. And that's just what it is. Terence Crawford, I feel like most of his promotion is kind of through him. He got to do the promotion and things like that. And at the end of the day, his talent pool, he just doesn't have any fighters that he can fight that are really gonna make people respect it like that, where people are like, okay, Terence Crawford did that, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's already fought the best guys he could that's aligned with his promotion. He's already fought them. So now that he already ran through Jeff Horn, Jose Benavidez, Amir Khan, and Mean Machine is mandatory, it's like, where do you go from here? And I knew this was coming, and I think Terence Crawford's team has to be realistic. And I don't care whoever you want to sign to. If he wants to sign the top rank, if he wants to sign the bottom rank, if he wants to sign the PBC, that's his business. So I'm not going to scrutinize him for staying. It is what it is. Like, ultimately, you made your bed, you got to lay in it. You got a contract with Bob, you got a contract with Top Rank. So you're at that mercy of what fights you can get. It's just that simple. But you had to have seen this coming, because I seen it coming, and I told you about it on my channel. I told you guys all that this would be a thing. And I think Crawford's team has to be realistic in the A side, B side. Spence has sold out, with Mikey Garcia 50,000, did 16.5 with Sean Porter. If he fights Pacquiao, I mean, there's no way that Terence Crawford, love the guy, talented guy, phenomenal guy, there's no way he'll be more of a household name or a side, you see what I'm saying, if Errol Spence fights a Danny Garcia and stops Danny or something like that, or beats and stops Manny Pacquiao. I mean, Errol Spence is, you know, with the car wreck and all of his whole story and his undisputed dreams and unifications, he's gonna skyrocket. And that's just the reality. You know, you can't compare a legend like Pacquiao and a win over him to a win over Mean Machine. It's just, it wouldn't be right, because for it to be right, then that means Mean Machine has done what Pacquiao's done in his career, which we know is nowhere near being, you know, true. You can't say that Mean Machine is accomplished. In fact, Mean Machine, I thought he lost to Ray Robinson his fight just before Terence Crawford. See, I know my boxing. I know boxing. I watch this. I really do this. But, you know, this is not a shade on Terence Crawford. I'm just being honest, like I always do on my channel. Hopefully you guys respect it. Make sure you guys go to those links, Patreon, YouTube channel member, ESPN Plus. Let's get it. We're going to get it rocking. But I respect Errol. I respect Terence Crawford. I think it's a good fight, but this is just politics in the way, you know, and I don't know how Terence Crawford can beat the pot. Like, as good as he is and as skilled as he is, that's something I don't know if he can beat. The politics and, you know, force Al Heyman and PBC's hand to, when they already have a game plan and credible fights that Errol Spence can have without you, you know. And Errol will just keep getting bigger if he keeps winning, you know, especially after this accident. If he keeps winning and chopping down trees and fighting these names and collecting belts, he already has more belts than anyone in the welterweight division. There's no way that, it's not even a Terence Crawford thing exclusively. There's no way that anyone will not be the B-side to Errol Spence if he continues to win and keeps fighting the names like Mikey Garcia, Sean Porter, Lamont Peterson, Kell Brook, and then he gets like a Pacquiao, Danny Garcia, a certified winner against them, you know, non-disputed and stuff like that. It's just what it is, because he's on that path. Terence Crawford, his path's gonna be different because, once again, they don't have no one to match him with. Let me know what you guys think. Has Terence Crawford done more than Errol Spence? You know, what do you value, the undisputed and moving through weight classes, or a better resume in one weight class? Let me know that in the comment section. Again, holla at them links in the description. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.